So it is week 4 on the Fine Diploma, and this week I'm learning how to create a pear-shaped collet setting.
I was really excited about working on such a small and pretty stone setting. I was a little apprehensive about shaping the collet, but it was easier than I thought, and I managed to get the perfect shape for the stone and was soldering it closed in no time. Next, I removed the excess metal from the top and cleaned up the solder join. I then double checked the fit of the stone against the collet and prepared to make the seat for the stone. This part was incredibly fiddly, and it took me many attempts to get the right shape and the wire at the right position. Once the seat was sorted, I then burred the collet walls down, ready for stone setting, checking for about 1 millimetre of metal all the way around the sides. I then decided to remove a little bit of depth from the back of my setting before adding the bail. I then prepared my polymorph, which would hold the metal in place whilst I was setting the stone. I've never used this before, but I was really impressed with how strong it was and how it was able to hold the metal in place whilst I set the stone. I then used my homemade dopstick with a little bit of baby bell on the end of a cotton bud to load the stone into the setting. But of course I dropped the stone many a time over the process and was always searching around on the floor. To secure the stone, I started to use my square bezel pusher to rock and roll around the edges. Progress felt incredibly slow, but I just told myself to trust the process, and eventually I moved on to using my hammer handpiece. And then the setting really began to take shape. I removed all the little dinks using a flame-tipped rubber burr and then gave it a polish all over, and it was finished.